Well, good morning everyone. Tony Margaritelli here, Chairman at ICPA. It's Tuesday, the 1st of September. What's been going on in the sporting world? Oh, well, I suppose we've got the footy's coming back, isn't it? The football season starting again. It never seems to have been away, especially this year. So that's starting. Maybe the mighty West Ham could win a few more games, please. Hamilton, well, he won the Formula 1 again yesterday, and even he says he'd watch the highlights. It's getting a bit dull, isn't it? Cricket. Yes, we won a few games in the cricket, didn't we? Yeah, cricket's been interesting, and it was back on terrestrial TV, which is good for everyone, in my opinion. Moving on, important stuff. The CJRS, the wonderfully named Coronavirus Job Retention Scheme, lots of changes effecting that from today, being the 1st of September. And the letters from HMRC are arriving. They're plopping through people's desks. We've seen them. They're inquiring into claims that have been made. So please, everybody, make sure you have that paperwork. Make sure you're going to be able to substantiate any claims you've made. Remember, this is not the HMRC that's giving money out hand over fist. This is the old style HMRC. Talking of which, the Taxpayers Charter. What can I say about that? The Taxpayers Charter, a pretty good document which has stood the test of time, and there's consultation because they want to change it. No longer are they, the Taxpayers Charter, they've gone for brevity. It's so short. Frankly, it's not fit for purpose. Frankly, it's absolutely useless. And I think, I feel sure that so many people have said it's poor that it won't get taken on board. Let's hope they stay with the existing one. So, anyway, it's the 1st of September. Let's see if we can make September. Will September be a month to remember? Time for another one of my in-practice video blogs. Well, will September be a month to remember? Well, for the ICPA, I think it's a very important month, and for all our members, I think today we announced a massive, major new benefit for all our ICPA members. From today, we are giving every single member completely unfettered access to TolleyLibrary Elements. Yes, Tolley's the #1 tax material provider in the UK. We've tied up with them, and we're providing you with complete access to a fabulous library of research material and help. And I'm going to just look to my side here to run through some of the books. These are not all of them, just some of the books that are going to be available and publications that you can access and your team can access and look at. We're going to have, obviously, we've got every single HMRC manual. We've got every single, and we've got their archives as well. We've got the annuals. We've got capital allowances annual. We've got corporation tax, capital gains tax, income tax, value added tax, inheritance tax, and we've got archives on each and every single one of those. We've got Tolley's Company Law Handbook. We've got Tolley's Practical Tax Newsletter. We've got my favourite book, if there's such a thing one could say, my favourite tax book, Tolley's Tax Guide. Yeah, Tolley's Tax Guide. We've got and all the archive of that as well. We've got Tolley's TaxWise. We've got the Yellow Tax Handbook for each and every year, complete archive of it all. This is a massive, and that's just some of the publications. Go on the website, you can have a look, and there's a complete list of every publication that's included within our subscription, as it were. Everything that's there, you can cut and paste, you can research, you can delve deep, you can email, you can review. It's astonishing what you can do. There's so much there that we have a whole page on our website dedicated to short pieces of video to show you how to get the very, very best out of this massive new benefit. ICPA and Tolley's, major new benefit. Tolley's Library Elements available to each and every single member. I'm really proud that we brought that to our membership. And it shows that we understand the importance of taxation, and we're providing you with the best tool to do your very best on behalf of your clients. Will September be a month to remember? I think with Tolley Library Elements, it's looking that way, isn't it? And if you're not a member of the ICPA, I just don't understand how much more can we put in front of you to make you stop and think. Ladies and gentlemen, can I ask you to put a date in your diary? 23rd of September, midday, 12 o'clock, 23rd of September. I've been asked by Sam O'Connor, CEO at Coconut, to present a webinar with him. I'm being interviewed by Sam, and we're going to be discussing the shift in the digital economy. Now, as accountants, we understand the move to all things digital. We're not stupid, we get this. We recognise from day one when we were able, when spreadsheets came in, we saw how that could save on manual work. We recognise, how accounting programs and automated bookkeeping can help us. And the biggest single thing, I suppose, if you discount the cloud, the biggest single thing, I suppose, was bank feeds. And we all can remember how excited we were when bank feeds came in, and we could recognise and see straight away how, blimey, this is going to help, isn't it? This is going to streamline our bookkeeping elements and help our clients big time, isn't it? Well, Sam and I will be discussing how now the new input of open banking and challenger banking, how this, in my humble opinion, is going to be even bigger than bank feeds. Seriously, you want to come along and listen to this webinar. We're going to be discussing ways that will enable you to look after your clients, to get up-to-date accounting at no cost to you whatsoever. Now, surely, this is something you want to get your head around. So please, get a note in your diary. You can register for the webinar. There's a link on our website. There'll be a link of social media we've pushed out for it. Go to the website. There's a big link there so you can register for that webinar. It's 23rd September. It's midday. It's going to be really, really very interesting. Sam is at the cutting edge. This is what they're doing. They're at the cutting edge of this. And he's got we've been working together, some great announcements he's going to be making even on that meeting. So check this out, 23rd September, get registered. I think it'll be a very, very good webinar. And it'll be at lunchtime as well, so you can have your sarnies while you're listening. Well, HMRC last month started to push out about MTD, just to keep us all on the boil, to remind us all that MTD is actually coming. Very similar to what they did when they first brought it out, only to renege on it all and change it all and soften it all. And we ended up only with what? MTD for VAT. That's what we ended up with. And what's interesting now about MTD is HMRC's output has completely changed, isn't it? Softened. It's no longer talking about all those terrible errors that were occurring, all those errors, all those mistakes that MTD was going to resolve. And what I find astonishing is it obviously was going to be the fact that VAT of the taxes that are involved in our tax code was probably the, dare I use the word, easiest one to facilitate for a major change like this. And yet it's been in now for a considerable amount of time, and we've had no definitive figures or output from the revenue telling us about how all these errors have suddenly been eradicated, have we? We've had nothing. It's been totally silent on that, hasn't it? Every single one of us who are filing under MTD, we know that where before we were filing and we were using software, the difference between the two isn't necessarily that significant. However, now, of course, with where we're using spreadsheets, we're using linking software. There's all manner of additional works. There's undoubtedly additional costs involved in time and effort over and above what was there before. And what has been the benefit? Obviously, before we weren't making mistakes. If we make a mistake happens. That's what it is. That's the nature of it. You cannot eradicate all mistakes. But revenue have not put out hardly anything about, we've eradicated so many errors. So MTD has meant the death of, we've cut errors by whatever percentage or such. There's been absolutely nothing put out about that, unless of course I missed it amongst all the various other things that have been going on, and Lord knows a lot's been going on. But we need HMRC to stand up and be counted and actually tell us, what were the errors that were supposed to be being put right? B, how have these errors actually been changed by the MTD that that's been brought in for VAT? And don't tell me it was addition errors. Just don't even go there, please. MTD, it's coming. It's going to be happening. There's no doubt about it one way or another. What I would like is a little bit more honesty on the part of HMRC.